Hello viewers, this Stephen Gay from VMTV Kenya, and today we bring on board one of our best and famous guests who normally does things connecting to human beings. These are unsung heroes who the community always forget about them. But every family has encountered a problem of deceased one. Be it your siblings, your loved one, maybe your wife, your mother, your father, maybe your kids have passed through this called life cycle, being that you are being born, you get married, or sometimes you cannot get married. You just passed on. These are unsung heroes that we have in our country, Kenya. And normally, people do forget about them. Today, we have one of the Motician. So, he will tell us the challenges he gets in this kind of work and how can someone who is afraid outside there can get involved with this kind of work and the fear is gone and you do it without hesitation. I welcome our guest on board. Thank you.
Thank you very much. First and foremost, I'm very glad to be here in this studio, and I would like to tell the viewers to be very, very comfortable, and we welcome each and every person on board. I think as a Motician, it's just like any other job. My name's Evans Onyango Mwai. I was born and raised in Homa Bay County, Kochia Ward, Korayo's location, Kodul Village. I'm a father of 3, and I have one wife. My profession is Motician. So I think we're going to take it from there as we go. Thank you.
Thank you, Evans, for this wonderful visit. We welcome you to VMTV Kenya, and your host today is none rather than Stephen Gay, who is with you. I've overheard you you come from Homa Bay, Kochia, or Kochia. We have Kochia and Kochia, right?
Yeah. Kochia is known as a school, secondary school boys, and there is the area around that school, we call it Kochia.
Oh,
yeah.
So you come from Kochia?
No, I'm from Korayo.
Korayo.
Yes.
Wow, that's wonderful. This is our Motician who works in Nairobi and comes from Homa Bay, Kochia, as he has said. And Evans, how long have you been into this kind of job?
Okay, I went to study this course, that was early 2018, when I joined Moi Teaching and Moi College in Eldoret, Moi Teaching and Referral College of Health Science, pursuing Motician services, of which the course took 9 months. 3 months we were in class doing theory part of it. 3 months we were in practical classes. Then we went for industrial attachment, of which I did my industrial attachment in Kenyatta University Funeral Home under the guidance of Johansson Oduor, the chief pathologist, and some other colleagues. That was 2018. So from 2018 up to now, I've been into this in different places, offering services to different people. Thank you.
Wow, that's wonderful, Evans. I see you have a lot of experience in this field. I want to know, how do you package yourself when dealing with the bodies?
Okay. We have what we call professional code of ethics and conduct. As a Motician, first of all, you must put yourself first you must be well equipped with PPEs. We call them personal protective equipment or gears. Those are some of the things that you must have. Example, like you must have a gumboot, you must have a dust coat, you must have gloves, you must have a maskintosh, you must have head cap. All these things are there to protect you and prevent you from maybe getting some other diseases. So after all those, you are now composed and well prepared to receive the beloved ones.
Let me ask you a simple question, Mr. Evans. You said you have to compose yourself. What if you have fear in you? How will you deal with the fear?
Okay, to me, Motician is just a medical course, like any other course. So number one, but part of it, it is something that we do out of passion. If you have passion about what you want to do, I think you're going to have a lot of easy. Because according to what people say, people think that this is something very unique. But there is nothing different. It is just like any other course. And with compassionate, you just do it and you find yourself okay.
Evans, I'm so rejuvenated how you answered these questions accordingly. And I just want to know the service offerings. How do you do this, the service offers from the body preparation, how you receive the body, you prepare the body, the cost of the body until the burial?
Okay, that is a bit vast, but you see, as a mortician, we have the roles played by a mortician, or in a layman's language we call it mortuary attendant. We have the people who receive these bodies from home, or maybe we go for bodies in wards. We call them clinical bodies. We go for them in wards, or if our body is brought from home, we receive. In receiving bodies, after you have received the body, you will allow the bereaved to view the body for maybe 10 to 20 minutes. After that, you will now take the body, you do what we call record keeping, whereby you will have the name of the deceased, the place where deceased came from, age, next of kin. All this will also be captured very clear in the burial permit. So they will get them from mortician. So after doing the record keeping part of it, then you will take the body to the next level. The next level here is where you are going to do what we call embalming, body preservation. So in this, first of all, because you are in a protective gears, you will do sanitization of the body, because you never know. The body has been brought maybe from home. If you ask for the file of the history of the deceased, maybe you will not get. So it's you to be protected. You sanitize the body. After sanitizing the body, you will remove the clothes. After removing the clothes, you will do what we call embalming. Under embalming here is a bit long. You will, in most cases, like in Kenya, we do what we call conventional embalming, whereby we use the femoral artery to inject the chemical, of which most of it people call it formalin. So in that time whereby you will be conducting embalming is when you will massage the body. You are supposed to do this next to the body. Maybe you use gravitational force. Like most of our morgues in Kenya, we use the gravitational force whereby the chemical is uplifted somewhere, then the fluid came with the force of gravity to the body. So you are there with the body. This is the time you will do what we call feature setting. Feature setting. You make the body the way you want it to be. Even if it comes to closing the eyes, you do it the way you want it to be, while formalin is also going into the body. You strengthen the body. That is what we call embalming, until it reaches a time that For you to know that the body is now well conversant with the formalin, you will just use fumarolatory, which is besides our thighs, injecting it, but you will wait until you see them oozing, maybe from the nose, and you will just see the veins stretched. So when you wait until that time, that is when you will say, this formalin, this body is now well treated. After doing that, you will remove the formalin, you tie, then the wound where you have injected the formalin with, you put cotton, then you stitch. After stitching it, then you now wash the body, the whole body. After doing that, you leave the body there for maybe 20 to 30 minutes. You want to confirm the content at which the formalin is in the body. So after that, you will come and take the body to refrigeration. Yeah, that is the process.
Wow, it was an advanced explanation, and I know the viewers outside there who have been asking themselves how the body is being prepared from stage 1 to the last stage. Now you get it from the mortician, who is known as Evans, the mortician. So you can also follow Evans on TikTok. It's just Evans Mortician. I see.
Evans at Mortician. That is TikTok. In Facebook, Evans Mwai. In WhatsApp, Final Doc.
It was up Final Doc. Okay. Our viewers, I wanted to ask you a certain question here. Most of people are disturbed. How do you receive these bodies, and how much strength do you apply in your spirit, and how is your spirit coordinating with the spirit of this body? Because we know in spiritual world, we have those bodies. When somebody dies, the spirit doesn't depart away from them immediately. The spirit accompanying them always for this, we call it 90 days, something like that. So how do you coordinate with the spirit, or you only focus on the body, you don't know about the spirits of the dead?
Okay, thank you very much. As a mortician, we have to believe that death is real. And after death, there is nothing else. That is why you will do what we call, you can do autopsy, you dissect the body, you can wash the body, and the body will be there, and you will find it where you left it. So death is real, and when you die, you are dead. With the issues of spirits, what I would say that I think even if they are there, but in a rare occasion, because this thing, the spiritual world begins with the bereaved family. With us, we don't have connection with the deceased, because there is no blood ties that will make the deceased to interfere with you spiritually. After doing all this, you will, in most cases, you will find that the spiritual world begins when the body is taken from this particular morgue to home. That is where you will hear a lot of stories. But in mortuary, these are the humble clients. Yeah.
They don't disturb you.
They don't disturb at all. And again, there is a say that goes that as a mortician, we have just to support ourselves with maybe some other things, like maybe drugs or what. No. This thing comes out of passion. You do it just like any other doctor in a medical hospital conduct his procedures. So with the spiritual world, that depends, and is for the family. Yeah.
Evans, Mr. Evans, I have heard some people complaining that at morgue, when you are in the night shift, there are some things, even the body can stand, the body can start walking. Is it true, or they're just mere fiction from individuals?
Okay, just like any other professions, we have myths and misconceptions. And that is why we as morticians, we should take much time to come out and clear the air. When you are dead, you are dead. You can't walk. If you can't walk, then what are you doing in a morgue? Why don't you just walk and take yourself home? why don't you just walk and take yourself home? A dead body is like a stationary object. Yeah. So there is no walking, or maybe dead body talks in a morgue, or they walk, they leave, they free, then they get back. That is null and void.
That's null and void. And for those people who like the fiction, and they like fiction movies, and you watch a lot of movies, today you have heard it from Dr. Evans or Motician Evans has cleared the air that this bodies does not work. And there's somebody asking the question, the same question in our comment section. This one is, we call Lavina. Lavina is asking, normally people says that when you receive more bodies, then your brain is disturbed. How do you deal with this?
Okay, I don't see any connection with more bodies disturb the body. As a professional, you know what it is entailed to be a mortician. You know your duty.
You know your duty.
Yeah. So even if you have one body, you will still perform your duty. The more the bodies, the better you perform your duty. Because you see, not each and every person can be a mortician. And I always ask my colleagues, if people are talking maybe ill about mortician, why do you just take your body to a funeral home or a mortuary if you know that there is nobody there? So we have to be there. There is nowhere in this world that you can say that when we have maybe a number of bodies, we are disturbed. Because as a mortician also, you can't work alone. Yeah, we have colleagues in the same morgue. So it's a normal scenario. Yeah, I don't see any problem. Be it one body or 10, you just do your work.
And mostly in some cases, for the bereaved families, you find that they are in anger, they are emotion. So how do you counsel these people who have been involved in this scenario, losing someone they love? How do you console them?
Okay, as a mortician, as a professional, we undergo a very vigorous training on guiding and counseling. So, and I always tell my friends that being a mortician is not an easy job, because this is a place where your clients are too emotional. So you must conduct yourself peacefully, humbly, and as a professional, you must give the client time. When you see somebody is too emotional, you deal with the other person. Because as a mortician, I'm not allowed to go in direct contact with the client, because I'm at my PPEs. So what I will do, I will call one of the family members, tell them for us to help the bereaved family. So you tell them, do this and this and this. But in some other standard morgues, we are requesting that we employ those people who help us in doing guiding and counseling. Because with us, most of the time, we are very busy. If you don't have adequate time to go and console the family, and inside here you are doing some other stuff. So to me, there is a gap, of which we advise that if you are coming up with a morgue, make sure that you have those professional guidance and counselors to help us control the emotion at a particular moment in a funeral home.
Wow, that's nice. Mr. Evans, sometimes do morticians cry in some cases?
Yes, we are human beings just like any other human beings. We have friends, we have families, we have those whom we love. So when I'm on duty, it is very rare to see me crying. Because when I'll be seen crying, then how will I console the client or maybe the bereaved family? But you see, out of job, I'm just like you. I mourn the dead like just we do mourn as Luos. I have the pain, I have sympathy, I have empathy. So on duty, you rarely. If I'm too emotional when I'm on duty, I will call colleague, workmate, I will tell him, that, to me, I can't do this. Just like in the recent past, we had our chief pathologist telling the Kenyans that due to the fact that he's in close ties with the family of the late Ojwang, he is unable to conduct autopsy. That is what I will also do. I will refer the duty to another mortician within the morgue.
You have quoted the name Ojwang. Is it the same Albert Ojwang who is now trending on social media, trending in Kenya? Are you the same person who received the body of Ojwang?
No, to be honest, I only went to City Morgue as a Kenyan. Yes, as a mortician, I have my friends at City Mortuary. So when this thing happened, I took my time, I went there, I joined Kenyans and the mourners in this time that the family needs us most. And I think, what I may say, let's just say that the law will take its course.
At what extent you do the post-mortem?
Okay, you see, there is a lot of confusion that arises when you quote the word post-mortem. We have post-primary. Post means something which is done after. So when we talk of post-mortem, is an external examination of the body of the deceased. Then we have what we call autopsy. This is where now we involve the dissection of the body, maybe, or opening of the body, whereby when we do what we call autopsy, we have methods. We have straight line incision, and we also have Y incision. That is now the actual opening of the body to check and confirm organs with problem, organs with infections, organs with injuries. So post-mortem depends with the condition of the body at the time it is admitted in a morgue. There is a post-mortem that you can do as fast as 10 to 30 minutes. And there is a post-mortem just like the one that was conducted with a group of pathologists. So you will find that it is done thoroughly. It might take even 40 minutes to 1 hour. Yeah.
Okay. Some mortician says they have issues dealing with the trauma, and it subjects them to what we call drugs, and they use some drugs to cool down the trauma in their brain. Is it true, or some get the trauma, but some are just sober?
Okay. When it comes to trauma, I think this is also an area where we have to be very clear. As a mortician, it is not a must that when you want to control your trauma, you go for a drug. I always advise our colleagues and young Kenyans who might be in a position to maybe undertake this course in future. It is just like any other course. The person speaking here, I'm not taking any drug. I'm very comfortable with the body. And I'm very, very much comfortable because when I'm handling this body, my mind is very clear. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm supposed to be doing at each and every step. So the issue of trauma majorly affects the bereaved. But as a mortician, you are in a college for 1 year, interacting with these bodies. Then where is this trauma coming from? There is this thing that we call induction, a serious induction when you join college. That is where you will find some other student disappear because they are unable to manage. You just say to hell with. Yeah, you go for another course. But if you managed it at that particular moment until you start now in being introduced to the theoretical part of this course, then you go for practical, then you are done.
Wow, that's wonderful. And why do some people complain about they can, for example, when you started this job, were you dreaming dead bodies every night?
Okay. That is a bit funny. You see, as a mortician, it's like you want to know more about how I made my decision to be a mortician.
Yes.
Okay, this was 2006 when I was in class 8. I lost my dad. And when my dad passed away, I was in a different place. So when I was told, I just say, you see, it is not easy to believe when somebody was not sick, that all of a sudden you are told he's dead. So I went direct to the morgue, confirmed that he's gone. So what made me now to be a mortician, to be honest, I'm a teacher by profession. But I also went ahead and undertook this course. Reason being, the morticians were those who were in Oma Bay teaching and referral mortuary by as early as 2006. They did not preserve the body of my dad as it is supposed to be. So this thing made me have some trauma. That why? If this body can be in a morgue for 2 weeks, then when brought home it is in this condition. So to me, as his son, I will try by all means to be a mortician so that one day, one time in life, I help those people who brought their bodies to morgue to be preserved. Because the reason why we bring our bodies to the mortuary is to make them preserved so that they can be in a good condition for viewers. They can be friendly to viewers. But if body is from the mortuary and it's not friendly, maybe a body is stinking, maybe a body has changed the color, maybe a body has, the size has increased, these things leave mourners and friends with questions which are unanswered. So to me, I went there to offer this service as it is supposed to be. And I never wanted to do this thing as an apprenticeship. That is why I decided to change my profession from a teacher to a mortician. And I'm assuring Kenyans that wherever I am as a mortician, I do what I know, and I believe that we can give our beloved sister a decent send-off, beginning with the work that is being done in a morgue. Yeah.
Wow, that's well answered. Mr. Evans, there's something dealing with the job and family, and you said that you are married, you are with the kids, means you are dealing with the dead body and the live bodies, right? The live bodies is your children, wife, the family members, and the dead ones in the morgue, right? So how do your wife take you when the first time you tell your wife you are a mortician? How did she responded?
Okay. When I was going to pursue this course, I was already a married person. So it was a discussion. I had just to sit down with my family so that I briefed them. I want to go and pursue this course. My reasons being 1, 2, 3. So the most important part of it is that you first of all love your job. After you've loved your job, you love your family. That is why you will have time with them. You tell them, because you see, it is not easy. This is a profession whereby you might lose your family because of it. So I have to appreciate and thank my family very, very much, particularly my wife, because as an intellectual, she undertook to understand and accept me with this profession, and we have peace. So being that I was very clear, I was very focused, I was very open. My wife know my job. My kids know my job. My sisters and brothers know my job. And there were so many questions that maybe at times you might be a vagabond, or at times you might be involved in serious alcoholic drinking. You might involve yourself in drugs, maybe to control trauma. But being that they have waited for this for a very long time, and I'm still the same Evans that was the way I am in 2018 when I joined the course.
And how do some morticians cope with their families? Because I have heard some morticians, when they approach a lady to ask them hand in marriage, this lady asks them, which kind of job do you do? They say, I'm a mortician. Then these ladies just reject them. How do you help your friends who are morticians to get the family? Because everyone needs a family, and everyone needs a love, and anyone needs somebody they can lean on them after job. So how can you advise those morticians who have never got married, both ladies and gentlemen?
Okay. As usual, you know, what is good for you is not good for me. And that is why we need to do a very serious public awareness. First and foremost, we are human beings. We have feelings just like any other person. So even if you are a mortician, my advice is that when you want to get a hand in marriage to a lady, one, be very open, so that you give this lady a time to compose herself, because it is good that nowadays the rate at which we are doing this public awareness, we have easy time. Mostly we get married just like any other person, because the ladies of nowadays have realized that this is just a profession like any other profession. If a surgeon can conduct, we call it, how do we call this thing? Can conduct a successful procedures to a living person. What is the difference if a pathologist is conducting an autopsy to this person when he's dead? And you will find that as a surgeon, during the procedure, a person or a patient might lose his or her life. The same person will be brought to the morgue, to a mortician. So this is a profession, and I'm very, very glad with the steps that are being taken into this course. You heard that it has been introduced to our Kenya medical training colleges and is being pursued at a diploma level and a certificate level. So there is the content in this course is very, very organized to help us curb all these challenges. Yeah, that is why there nowadays, I have friends who are ladies, I have friends who are men, so they take me normal. Yeah.
And I overheard in one of the radio stations a lady claiming that she has been sleeping with the dead bodies, so to earn a living, and this lady is being paid. So can you elaborate for us, how can a dead body sleep with somebody who is a dead body sleeping with a living person?
This one is now whereby we talk about spiritual matters, but the naked truth in this, as a medic, when you die, your cells die. The cells will die and the body will shrink, you will lose the shape. So I ask myself a very big question, because we don't have hormones functioning in a dead body. What will trigger this organ to be in a position for this lady saying this to have intercourse with him? So I think that at some point people just need content so that they get to viewers, because in a normal scenario, our bodies functions because we have oxygen in us. Yes. This oxygen is the key. It is the one that will trigger the hormones, and hormones are, when triggered, is when they function. So how can a dead body, we talk of the reproductive organ in a dead body, function until you find yourself having an intercourse with a dead person? I think this one is something impossible. Maybe I would rather say that it can be done spiritually, but normally null and void.
It can be done spiritually. That one is well answered, but I want to know, some morticians, we get to understand, they also sleep with the dead bodies. Is it true, or is it just false allegation?
As a human being, I always say that I would have only said yes if I've came around a scenario of such kind. But being that in the last years that I've been a mortician, I've never encountered such a thing. So I will just say that it is null and void until the day I will see with my own eyes.
Evans is saying is null and void until the day he will see fellow mortician sleeping with a dead body. And my last question, when the body has been brought, then somebody say this body has been killed, someone has killed so and so. What can prove someone was killed, or it was just a mere death of diseases? But we find the cases people are being killed. So you as a mortician, how can you know someone has been killed or someone has just died a normal death?
Okay. I would rather say that that is why we have the pathologist. We as morticians, we are supposed to be assistant pathologists. But being that you might be in a profession for a very long time, you might be in a position to know how to differentiate. And that is why we conduct an autopsy. The main reason why we do an autopsy is to ascertain the cause of death.
All right.
People don't just die without a cause. There must be a cause. These causes must be physical. They might be pathogenic. They also might be so suspicious. So you will find that as a pathologist, your role is to differentiate or to come out very clear and tell the bereaved family that these were the causes. Just like in a case where somebody committed suicide, and we have suicide and homicide. So you will do this, one, to ascertain the cause of death. Two, this one must go into a government record to help us come up with a very clear information as per the kind of death that had happened in the same line of maybe suicide. Yeah.
Yes. There's one question I'm being asked with somebody called Opija Winyo from TikTok. I hope you know Opija Winyo, right? Yes. Opija Winyo is asking you that how do you relate with the love affairs after touching so many bodies and receiving so many ladies, and your soul or your heart is still in love, but you have seen dead ladies with the different sizes. You still find yourself in love. How do you do it?
Okay. I think I had said earlier, I'm a human being just like those people out there. I also have feelings. When I'm on duty, I'm a mortician.
Yes.
When I'm outside the morgue, I'm Evans, who is a father. So I would rather answer my friend Opija that these things depends on how you handle yourself. Seeing dead body has got no relationship with love affairs. Just like seeing somebody who has not died has got no affairs with love affairs. A dead person is always a dead person. You do what it takes to preserve the body, to make the mourners or the bereaved family be in a position to accept and receive their body, their beloved ones, while they have in a jovial moment. Because the reason why people bring this deceased to the morgue is only one: for us to preserve these people, to make them to have a very conducive environment for the mourners and the viewers. If we are not doing this, then we cannot take this body home in a condition that is not conducive to the society. There will be a lot of complaints. So Love affairs with mortuary affairs are two different things. I told you earlier that as a mortician, you must believe that death is real. And when somebody dies, that is the end of the person. He or she cannot do anything. Yeah.
Okay. What is your parting shot? And what is your advice to the youngsters who want to venture in this course?
Okay, as a father, as a mortician, my advice to any person who want maybe to be a mortician in future, I'm saying it's just like any other course in a medical course. Is a good course, and there is no difference with becoming a pathologist and a mortician, or maybe a surgeon and a pathologist. So to my kids and my brothers and sisters who might be willing to do this, I advise that this is the time. We also want to be as many as possible. We want to come out, and I'm praying that the government under the Ministry of Health to come up with a clear roadmap on how to help us as morticians. Most of us are working in unhealthy conditions. Our morgues, particularly the public morgues, are not in good conditions to ascertain the life of an individual. So the government should come out very clear to set guidelines. One, when it comes to payment, we are being used, and we do a very wonderful job, but when it comes to payment, there is no structure. Two, when we are struggling as much as possible to come up with a body that might be registered, and I think there is one which has been in place. It is only that it is not functioning as such, but I believe that in the near future we are also request that the government to come up with licensing. I have heard that it has been introduced, and we are working down so that all morticians in the Republic of Kenya to be licensed, so that it is easy to do a follow-up when there is a scene. Yeah. And again, there are so many myths and misconceptions surrounding this profession, of which I've cleared the air. There is nothing that if you are a mortician you will be haunted. It's a must that you have to be a drunkard or maybe drug user. No. You go for this course with your passion, do it, and you will find yourself at peace. Yeah.
Thank you so much. What are your social media handles?
My social media handles, in TikTok, and I'm also in Facebook. I said earlier that in TikTok I'm Evans at Mortician. I said earlier that in Facebook I'm Evans Mwai. I said that in WhatsApp I'm Final Doc. So after this, if you want to interact with me, you are free, and I think we are here to help. Yeah.
Definitely, we are here to help. This one-on-one with the mortician called Evans. The viewers, you have been having so many fiction stories about morticians and about the morgues, about the dead bodies. Now today, the mortician Evans has cleared the air to everyone outside there. Now you know. And if you want to get more from Evans, you can follow him on his social media handles. This your man, Steve Ngei from VMTV Kenya. See you when you see me next time.